classic example of basically player restriction, player management, which is basically implemented to restrict your ability to execute certain plans, certain intentions, certain goals, or whatever. So I see a man wide open right here, my guy right here. He's wide open, so I want to give him a pass. I'm being double teamed, all right? So the wise thing to do would be to get a ball to the guy right here that's wide open. So that's what I do. Passing the ball, and even though I'm pass, I'm directing him. This is a direction pass, meaning that I'm holding an analog a certain direction to aim him a certain way, so that when I pass him the ball, he would run that way off the pass and catch the pass off ball, get the layup, whatever the case may be. So now, in my attempts to do that, he starts to kind of go that way, but then he's forced to stop. All right, and he's forced to stop, and so once he gets the ball to him, he doesn't catch it, right? And even though this is an easy catch, but this is a triggered animation, right? The fumbling, stumbling the ball, losing the ball and shit. That's a triggered animation, right? Which is why I didn't even touch his hand. This is just a trigger. It's not something that really happened, right? They triggered it to happen. That's how the algorithm works. That's how the AI works. But that ain't really what this is about, or that ain't all it's about. Now I get the ball, right? And so now what I want to do, now I got the ball, there shouldn't be any restriction anymore. I give y'all that. The pass was off. He had to stop. Couldn't really catch it. Fumbled it. Got it back. All right, is what it is. Fine. So now, here's what they do. I'm moving forward to dunk the ball and lay the ball up. And in my attempts to move forward, if you pay attention, there's a moment where while I'm moving forward, once I press the button to shoot, I'm forced to basically stop moving. There's like an invisible barrier, like an invisible wall there. And I'm just forced to stop moving arbitrarily. This is all arbitrary. This is how the algorithm is cheating the players, right? Where you in a scenario like this, if you're moving towards the rim, towards the goal, there's no reason why you should stop. I never see computer do this type of shit. They only force the players, the user, to do this because they're cheating you. It's all purposeful. It's not a malfunction or a flaw in the game, a flaw in the system. That's not the case. 2K is programmed to cheat, right? Which is what happened right here because it's understood that I have an easy bucket, wide open with a 7 foot something center whose dunking layup ability is off the hook. They can't stop me right here. So the algorithm, like divine intervention, it steps in and it basically says, no, stop. You can't do that right now. That's really all it really means. So I'm moving forward and I'm forced to stop. Boom. Stop, gather, pick the ball up, and go into a non-fucking sensical animation. And also I'm being framed here in order to give the computer the opportunity that they need to actually step up and defend my shot. Which is why, even while I'm trying to move forward, they're forcing me to lean and kind of direct towards the computer, right? Instead of leaning, facing this way and go for a shot attempt because I probably still could have got it, I'm forced to look at the computer, right? And they bring him over in front of me. He jumps up, even though I'm supposed to be somewhere up in here at the rim going for a layup or going for a dunk. I'm forced to stop right where I am because they did not want me to get the point. The algorithm didn't want me to score this. The play was too perfect. I was not supposed to score on this possession. This is a predetermined outcome, right? It's a predetermined outcome. This is their way of saying, no, you cannot score right now, all right? But any average person playing this probably wouldn't even consider the fact that they were just trying to move forward and was not allowed to. I wasn't allowed to move forward. That's all to it, right? That's called cheating. That's not accidental. They put shit like this in the game on purpose to restrict, to contain the user. They're trying to contain the user, right? And for what reason? It's not necessarily that they have anything to gain. they're trying to aid computer in being able to compete because they have not done what they're supposed to do in programming the CPU to be good enough to actually play well. So they are cheating. This is a compensation method. This is how they cheat the user. They're constantly cheating the user. Sometimes it just doesn't really go, sometimes it's just not executed correctly. All right. Sometimes it's not as extreme or as intense. This is one of the more intense moments where the game basically just stepped in like, look, you're not getting this bucket. You can't move to the basket. You're stuck. I'm frozen in one spot. Right? You can see it. The moment you could kind of see where it's like it looks like I ran into something. Like there's a force field around the paint, right? Where it's like, okay, you can only come this far. And I'm forced to lean into the defense and go for a bucket. That's called cheating. And here's how you know I was direction passing left to force him to come in. Because after I passed the ball, you can see my player, I'm still moving, I'm running out of bounds. That means that when I was trying to pass the ball, I was holding the analog left to get him to run to the basket, right? That's incredible, man. This is one cheating ass game. That shit, that's very annoying. That's so fucking annoying. That is so fucking annoying to see this game fuck you over like that. I mean, it's just fucking incredible how they fuck you over constantly, man. Peace.